Hope you're able to see the screen.
Yes,
Yes.
we can see this.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, cool. Once again, good evening. So today's agenda is we will go through the course overview, what we have covered and what is pending. Then we will go through some of the techniques for reading audiobooks effectively. Then techniques on reading computer, mobile, iPad, or any of the electronic devices. Then how to identify and eliminate our bad reading habits. What are the common bad reading habits? Then how to build an effective reading habit. Then some of the important tools which are really helpful for us. I will explain that. And then we will go through a book reading planner, which you can, which I will be sharing with all you, so that you can use it. So on the course overview, the green ones are already covered. Then the techniques, the other things are the ones pending, which we will be going through today. Then, as we discussed last time, our goal is to remove the voice acoustic box. Means our goal is to be a visual reader. Motor reader is a reader who reads loudly. Auditory reader is a reader who reads silently. Means he reads silently in his head. That is again a limiting reading. Visual reader is somebody who just see the things and it converts as meaning. There is no processing of that particular voice happening either loudly or silently. And our goal is to be a visual reader so that we can save a lot of time, because the voice acoustic is normally when we speak, our speaking speed is around 150 to 200 words per minute max. And when you read loudly or even with a silent speech, you will not be able to read much beyond that. Especially with loud reading, you can't go beyond, but with silent reading, we will be able to further speed up, but we can't go beyond 400 or anything beyond that. So our goal is to eliminate both these habits. And we did go through all these speed reading, different techniques. The core things are chunk by chunk reading and reducing the regression, means not going back, always going forward on the reading. These are the two key elements we should be looking at. Do you have any questions on any of these things which we already covered earlier? That's why I'm just opening up for questions. Yeah.
No, I think as of now it's fine.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
It's fine, Anil.
Okay. Cool. Now let's come to the audiobooks. And do you hear any? Normally, do you hear audiobooks?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I don't. I usually prefer to read.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
more
even,
of a visual reader.
yeah. 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 Even I do prefer reading books, and I don't even prefer reading ebooks also. Somehow I am not comfortable reading in mobile or computer. Somehow I like even the smell of the book. I like it. Yeah. So audiobooks, one of the best techniques I have seen for audiobooks is most of the audiobooks softwares like Audibles have a facility to read on a better speed in the sense, rather than going in the normal speed, we can increase the speed. You all know, like in YouTube we have that feature, right? When you see a video, you can increase the speed. Let me just show that. Hey, hi Hanu.
Hi, Anil. Sorry, I was late.
Yeah, no, no problem. Yeah. So I was telling, like, if you look at, I'm just taking Swapna's video. Let me
Okay.
know whether you are able
close
to hear.
to my heart, and which I
Are you able to hear the audio from Swapna?
Yes, yes, we can hear.
Okay. Yeah.
feel is important for all of us to give a certain kind of attention
Yeah. Now let's see in the settings. There you have a playback speed, right? So if you put it little more.
which it needs. So today I wanted to speak about emotional eating. So what is emotional eating? Have you ever realized whenever we eat, is it coming out of hunger or is it coming out of certain emotions? Like sometimes we are very happy, joyous, we have achieved something in life, and at other times we are down, we are sad, we want certain emotions to be fed. So in all those times, like we have certain food which gives us pleasure or kind of makes us feel satisfied when we have them and we indulge in them and we experience the flavor of those foods. So we eat them when we are sad or we eat them when we are happy. It's okay to celebrate your wins, and it's okay to be in that state when you are sad, but to attach your kind of
So are you able to follow when we are playing it in a 2x speed?
Thanks for showing this. I never knew this existed. It's awesome. I am glad I saw it. It's really cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
Anil. I
Yeah.
actually read at somewhere between rather here at somewhere between 1.5 to 1.75x.
Yeah. So you should always try challenging yourself. So initially itself, YouTube allows only up to 2x speed. No, most of the videos, especially self-help videos or any informative videos, I play in 2x speed, and that saves us 50% of your time.
No,
You
it's
really,
true. You know,
yeah,
I have very less patience to listen when somebody like Sapna talks very slowly.
yeah,
I
yeah.
lose my
Sapna's
patience.
is,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very slow, relaxed, and I'm like, jaldi bolo, jaldi bolo. So you know, this is good for me, and I want to hear her. I have to really sit down and relax. Sapna, what are you saying? So this
yeah.
is good for me. I'm gonna listen in 3-4x speed if I can.
Yeah, the only thing is YouTube allows only 2x speed, and
Oh,
Facebook doesn't allow that even 1.5x also. Facebook
really?
videos we cannot do; they don't have that feature. But Audible is having great speed. 3x speed also Audible allows. That's a 3x speed is normally like very challenging. First time when you hear, you don't even understand anything. You just see like the old tape recorder. We fast forward the thing, right? It will be like that. But the beautiful thing is, if you start practicing in 2x speed, within 10-15 minutes, our brain automatically get adjusted to that. And when people speak fast, automatically we will try to get more info and we will put more focus there. When the speaker is slow, our thoughts also will go somewhere else. So that is a good way to do in both the audio books and even YouTube or watching any of the videos. We can apply that. It will really help time.
Thank you so much. I think I've got my value right now only.
Yeah, that's really. I was also not knowing this earlier, but somehow I got it and I'm effectively using it. And most of the videos I watch in 2x only.
But you get this in all the audiobooks, this option?
Yeah, audiobooks, like if you use any of the tools,
Okay, okay.
audiobooks, if you read through Amazon has this tie up with Audibles and all. So Audible provides that feature to read in much faster. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, nowadays most of the options come with high speed. Only few like Facebook and all that, they don't allow.
Yeah.
Many of us don't use it because we want to listen very slowly, understand more, digest more.
So
Yeah.
unlike me, like I said, I don't have. I want to listen fast. Okay, tell me fast. This is
Yeah.
awesome for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be
Yeah.
very much helpful
Yeah.
to you.
So it's all about you knowing the tool and use it at the right time. When you watch a movie, there is no point in watching fast, right? And you want to relax at that time. But when you really want to say something or understand something, it's always good to watch in much faster. And second thing is on the techniques on reading mobile, computer, and iPad. One good thing I noticed is in like if you read in Kindle, that is always coming. Most of the time, it comes in the standard size, and you are normally adjusted to that. But in mobile or when you read a book in your computer, laptop, what happens most of the time, we may not set that in the same size. Means you just look at open and start reading. It is always good to set a standard size so that your eyes always is looking at that aspect rather than putting it too high or too low, because most of the books, standard physical books, have around 10 to 15 words per line. So when you put a book, and if you can put that much length consistently, and especially most of the time it will be PDF. In PDF, if you can put that zooming also properly, and if you practice that and follow that for all the books, then it will be very easy. That is something which I experienced. Like when we open any books, you can set the zoom and everything, right? You can look at the screen, how much is your vision, means how much you want to span your vision, and see accordingly. If you place it, it will be very easy for you to read and follow that consistently. And also in mobile, rather than keeping it in a horizontal way, if you on a vertical way, if you put the mobile in the normal horizontal way, and then we look at, I think it gives more space for us to cover in a single line. So that also will help in this type of readings, electronic devices.
Anil, are there any standard, let's say the PDF that you open,
Yeah.
how do is there any setup which I don't know, that's why I'm asking this. Is there
Yeah.
any way to, match that to the book's size
Yeah.
by any way?
Yeah, ideally what is recommended is it should be matching the normal physical book size. Say for
Correct.
example, this one if I increase further, like around, you may not be able to see full, right? You need to scroll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, getting.
So as
Don't.
long as it is a
Yeah.
page width, then we are okay.
Yeah. So and also you don't reduce it too much. Like putting 50 is too, it's not readable. But even if it is readable, what I'm telling, don't do too much less also.
Okay.
That will not help your eye. Have to put more strain on that time.
Correct.
Like this is also readable, right? But try to fit it in the screen. So because when you look at a book naturally on a physical book, you keep only 25 to 30 centimeter distance. But when you look at the monitor, you should keep minimum 50 centimeter distance. Then your vision span is also more.
Yes.
So you can, so adjust accordingly so that in 3 fixation you can cover one line. Means that entire screen, if it goes in 3 fixations, the same way like what we try in our books, right?
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anil.
Yeah.
But mobile, I don't think we have much option, right? Even though if you put horizontal mode, it still looks tiny only. Okay.
Yeah, it's tiny only. Mobile, see, first of all, I normally I am not a fan of reading in both this computer or even mobile. But at times when you are traveling and all, I also used to read. But maximum I try is keep it in that horizontal mode. At least I can see a full line.
Yeah. No, but where I was trying to adapt your method was all our WhatsApp message and all that stuff, right? To read quicker. So, but it was a bit challenging. It's only whole line by line is what I was trying to read.
Yeah. So WhatsApp message and all, I think if you hold it vertically, one line you should be able to cover in single look. Which your target should be line by line, but all the words in a line should be completed in one look.
Yeah, that is what I'm trying. Mastered, I'm trying that.
Yeah. And that will take some time, but I think that will work out. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Any further questions on this?
Yeah, Anil. So, are you suggesting that our speed while reading an ebook in a computer would be more compared to a physical book?
No, ideally it will be less for most of the people. Primary reason is when you look at the computer, there is a lot of light getting emitted from the screen. So that is actually a strain for our eyes.
But you just mentioned, right, that you're able to cover more ground while looking at a laptop compared to a physical book because the distance is more. So isn't it that we'll be able to cover more words in a single glance?
We can do that way. We can try that way. Like normally the e-books will be printed in the same manner of the physical book. Like if one line has 12 words, the ebook also will have only 12 words. Like if you expand further also, you are not going to increase the words, right? You are getting that. Even if I zoom it further, I can't go beyond one level, right? Even if you do anything, only one line at a time you can see in that screen, right? It is not going to shrink.
Only the view size will increase. The
line,
line,
only the view size.
Yeah, correct. The text in the line will remain the same. It's the view size.
Yeah,
but in tools like Kindle and all, you have the option to increase the lines as well, because as I reduce the font size, the words in the line increases.
Oh, okay. I am not very familiar on that. Okay. Yeah, if that happens, then it will be good, right? If you get in a single, basically we look for 1 or 2 fixation or 2 or 3 fixation in a single line. In 3 fixation, if you are able to cover more content, then it is really good. But on a general note, reading on physical book will be always much faster than reading on any electronic devices because of additional stress required in our eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Then let us look at some of the bad reading habits. It's not something we can call it as bad reading habits. It's all up to individuals. Some people like reading very slowly. It's all, I can say, like some of the habits which blocks us to read much faster or better. First is loud reading. We all know that. Second is silent reading in the head. This is what I was telling. Sub-vocalization. Even though we are not reading us reading loudly. In silently we are reading it. Then lipping is we are not making any sound. We are silently reading, but at the same time our lips are moving little bit. We may not even realize that it is happening. Like you can, so what we can do is to identify any of this bad reading habit. It's good to record your a video when you are reading. Just take a book, read in your normal way of reading. At the same time, record it from the front with a clear lighting and all. Then you can look at what all things are happening, what all these habits are happening with you. Lipping is basically you are moving your lips very slightly while reading. Then tongue warbling is another thing. You are very silent physically when you look at it, but when you see, your tongues are actually trying to pronounce the words. How you can test that is, one is you can put your hand just below this. You can basically see that your tongue movement, you can feel it. When you try to move your tongue, you can see that jaw is coming down little bit, or inside you can see some pressure feeling is there. How to eliminate this is basically three ways are there. One is while reading, this is for somebody who is having very difficulty, just put your tongue out or put a pencil or anything on under the tongue, so that tongue is just tightened. You are not focusing on that moment. This needs to be, ideally this needs to be eliminated to read much faster and better. Just check whether you have this bad habit, you can eliminate it. Then jawing is another thing, that your jaws are moving a little bit up and down during the reading. That also you can just keep your thumb on the jaw and see whether when you try to read silently, whether there is any movement happening. Next is Adam's appling. That is the same, like we know that Adam's apple is on the throat, right? If you put your hand, especially two fingers, left and right, and the center, if you put there, and then try to read silently, and if you see there is any difference of vibration when we are reading, that shows that you are putting some pressure there also. So that is an additional effort we are putting on the Adam's apple. So that also can be eliminated. That once you are aware of it and try to focus more just on reading, basically to understand the message, not on reading the word by word, then you will be able to automatically eliminate that. Diaphragming is another thing where basically our breathing is impacted by the reading, in the sense there is no other movements, all the vocal cord, everything is perfectly fine, we are not even moving anything, but still our breathing is affected. Breathing is changing based on the reading. How can you test that? You put your hand in front of your nose, breathe normally, and see how the breathing is happening, and then you start reading and see whether there is any slight variation in this breathing pattern. If any variation happening in the breathing pattern, that shows that diaphragming is happening for you. That needs to be eliminated to read better. Then next is pointing. This pointing is nothing but, I was telling in the initial stage of our session, to train our eyes, it's always good to use a pointing device like a pencil, pen, or your fingertip to guide our eyes. But that is only for initial practice. Once you are comfortable and once you are able to move your eyes faster, this pointing device should be used only during that training. Once that is done, you should not be using. There are a couple of reasons for that. First is this pointing device, usage of this pointing device needs extra effort from your end. That needs additional attention of moving your hands. That is definitely going to take, and also you are limiting to yourself to that point movement again. So it's good for using for the practice. Once you speed up, once you feel that you are very comfortable in reading much faster, our ideal goal is to read in a complete silent mode. Like when you are reading, ideally there should not be any other. So reading is like a meditative state. You should be reading in a state like a meditative state, so that your focus will be at the most and you will be able to understand things very clearly. That should be our objective. So pointing devices, good to use in starting, but don't use it forever. Then wrong postures, I think we all know about the same, like the sitting postures and all. Same way, like how do you sit in front of a computer? You sit in the proper posture, Otherwise, the blood circulation and all other things will not be in the right way, and that will not help you to have more concentration. And don't try to read while sleeping on the bed or in a very comfortable position. Then you may get into sleep very quickly. I know many people use reading as a tool for sleeping. Yeah. Then wrong timing, that is another thing. We should definitely see reading is, as I mentioned, reading should consider something like a meditation, because meditation we normally do in the early morning time, most of the people, and that's the time you have very minimal distraction and a lot of energy wise and all those things, positive energy and all. That is the good time before the sunrise. So if you can find your own timing for reading, make reading as a habit and stick on that timing, then your the productivity will be much more. Again, every day, say for example, my reading time mostly it is like I start from around 4:30 to 5:30. That's the time I read. That time, when I get into the right posture and sit in a comfortable way, I'm able to grasp much more and I'm able to read much faster and better. So find your own timing, what works very well for you, and try to build that as a habit. You don't need to spend too much time. If you read every day 20 minutes also, it will be worth investing that. So identify your timing and try to stick on that timing. Then book to eye distance is another key important factor. Like the standard recommendation is like 25 to പൊന്നോ ഫോണിങ് കൊണ്ടുവാ. ഓടിക്കൊണ്ടുവാ. പൊന്നുവേ കണ്ട ലൈറ്റ് ഓൺ ചെയ്.
Join his.
Yeah.
Hello.
Anil?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, power went off.
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, I'll switch off the video now.
Okay.
I hope you are able to see the screen also.
Yes, Anil.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, wrong book to eye distance, as I was mentioning, that we should be taking care of that. When you are reading in a computer, we all know like what is the distance we should maintain. That is somewhat around 50 centimeter. But when you are reading a book, keeping either in your hand or in a table, it is like around 30-35 centimeter is the distance provided. Then slow page turning, I think I discussed about it earlier also, like you should be properly holding the book so that you don't waste time in turning the page. Just like if you take 1 or 2 seconds for turning each page, a 300 page book, how much time you take, you can understand. You should be ideally ready to turn the next page when you are reading the right page itself. These are some of the things which will really help us to understand. So just test on yourself by recording your reading and see what all habits you have which you can eliminate. So let us do one small practice also. I don't have any assignments or anything. We can just do it in the screen itself. Let's try to read on this paragraph. The focus is you should look at the first word and then move your eye to the next word. And when it comes down, you should be able to look at if there are 2 or 3 words in this first left side, you should look them in a single fixation and then move to the right side. Just go ahead and read it. Yeah. Done?
Done. Yeah, done.
Yeah. So basically, our goal should be something like this. I know initially it will be difficult. You may end up, if you look at the last line, you may go with 3-4 fixation of eyes. Ideal goal should be like you should be able to reach with 2 fixations. You can easily achieve that by looking at the center of the left side and center of the right side. You should be able to capture that both. That should be your goal on this reading. You can start with 2 or 3 words chunks, but ideally you should be able to chunk 5 to 6 words, because normal books will have around 10 to 12 words. Try to do it in 2 chunks maximum. Good. Yeah, we will go through some of the tools which really helps us. I'll show you one of the reading planner which you can use for. So what I normally maintain one, like what are the books I have to read, I maintain in an Excel sheet, and then daily reading I track. This is just a template I have created for the team. So normally I track the daily reading, how much time I am spending, and then I have a book backlog which will have all the books which I want to really read. So basically this books read. This is the once you complete 1 week, you put that entry here, so that you know how many books you are reading and how fast or how much speed you are taking on reading. All those information will be there. So that way you can track your reading. This is one of the book which I read. What other information we are providing? Like basically we provide author name, and we, as I mentioned, we connect with the author, understand more about the author, put some description about the author, and then put a reason why you are reading this book, and then put a overall summary of this book. What is this book talking all about? If you want to tell this book about this book to somebody else, then yeah, source and all you can mention, like from where did you get all those things if required. Then total pages, words per page. This I told, like how do we calculate? Look at first 10 lines, count the total words, and then take the average and multiply it with the total lines in that page. So you get the words per page, and that way you can find the total words. So it will multiply and get it. And the start date, and you can put the start date and end days, and you can mention how many minutes you took to completely reading this book, and then what was the pages per hour, how many pages you were reading per hour, and what was the words per minute. So type of information you can put there. So you put that same thing for all the books, whatever book you are reading. I normally maintain that I normally maintain that in a normal format, and I keep on adding books, and I put some target for each of the books when I want to read, and all the progress I track on that Excel sheet. And I normally keep a backlog of books to be read. That's the way I track it. So I'll share this.
Did you make this list?
Sorry?
When did you make that list?
Yeah, this I keep on adding. Like every year when I carry forward my goals, I just copy that along with. This list was made, I think, couple of years back. I started putting in it. And whenever I complete any of the book, I update that. Yeah.
Anil Hanuyar, do you also track the comprehension in this?
No, I don't track the comprehension, because comprehension testing will be very difficult when you read the book, right? Yeah, I will come to that point. So what I normally do is initially, that was one of my challenge. Like when I read a book, I used to feel like, okay, some of the words I don't know. Then immediately I go and pick dictionary or Google and find the meaning, and then I go. It was a very slow process, and I was losing the interest in between many times. So what I started doing is that was one guidance I got from the speed reading technique also. Don't look at the meaning of the word immediately if you don't know the meaning. Just keep on reading. Around 80% of the time, that word's meaning will be covered in the upcoming sections. Means mostly you will have an elaboration of that particular concept in the next or next to next paragraphs. So just skip that and try to read one chapter fully without stopping. Normally one chapter will be like 10 pages or 15 pages. Keep that in mind. You try to read completely that full chapter and try to recollect from yourself. What did I learn? Maybe try to write down some bullet points, and if you require, you go back and just have a reread on that if you are not able to capture something. Don't try to take notes at the end of every page. That will definitely going to be a distraction for you.
Exactly. Okay. So basically, what you are saying is, even if there is some words that typically, if you don't understand, just skip it and that keep moving.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about, oh, okay, what's the meaning of that, and then whether it makes sense or not, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. 80% of the time, you will get the meaning of that word by reading the following paragraphs. And at the end of the chapter, if you are not getting, definitely you can go back and look at.
But we may not remember what was the word, right? Because we keep reading, we might have forgotten that word, and then we'll not have.
No. What I'm telling is, once you finish reading one chapter, and you try to recollect what did you read, what did you understand, what was the summary of that particular chapter. There could be some bullet points or some key subtitles in that chapter. You try to recollect, and if some case you are not able to recollect, you go back and read. At that time, definitely, if you have come across some spellings, and most of the time, it is not large number of words. We are not able to find the meaning. It will be very minimal. Most of the book, only very rare books are using like complicated words and all. But most of the common books are having words which are commonly used words, and most of the people will be able to understand. And if you are missing most of the time, I don't think we will miss. And one thing I keep is, what I keep is like, I don't read a chapter fully if it is a very big chapter. So for me, the time span is I read 10 pages continuously.
Okay.
I will keep a limit. If the chapter is getting finished within 10 pages, well and good. But if the chapter is some 40 pages and all, I don't read the full 40 pages and try to recollect. I try to stop at 10 pages and then just have a look back and what did I understood, or I try to recollect from there, then move forward. I don't know whether that's the best method, but that was working well for me. And why I do that is, it's easy for me to track my speed also.
Correct.
Like when you,
understood.
Go with 10 pages, it is easy to track it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And also track the daily reading. The daily reading, what is the time you are reading, how many minutes you read, what was the words per minute, and how many pages you read. You can put basically what you want to see is what was your words per minute and how many words you read on that day, or how much time you read. It's up to the individual to track, but I normally track whatever things is possible. I'm like more of a metrics person. That's why I track the things. But if you like to track, it's good to track, because the tracking, like if you can't measure something, you can't improve on it. True, right?
Yes, definitely.
So it is always good to measure. Power came back.
Oh, okay.
Now I will show some tools. One is, I was telling, like, if you want to practice your speed reading, I think I did share this in our WhatsApp group initially. If you really want to practice speed reading, there are many tools available. Many online sites are available where you can read. This is one example. Here, the advantage is you can set the speed and all those things. Say, for example, you go down, there are settings. You can say what is the words per minute you want to read, and the window size of the size of this window we can adjust, and what is the number of chunks. Chunk size means each chunk how many words should be there, and the font size you can increase, and the font color, everything. It will show that many words at a time. Say, for example, if you want to read at a speed of 500 words per minute, and you want to read it as a chunk of 4 words, and save it, and then start reading, it will show that many words. See, you can see it's 4 words at a time it is coming. and you try to read on that. This is basically for practicing speed reading. This will really help you because you can design what is the speed and everything you want. Because you don't need to calculate anything here. That's the advantage. Is it clear?
This is good. This helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you can set a target and read. So if your target is like if your current speed is 200, then set the target as 400 or 600, and then try to reach that rather than trying to slowly improve. Put a tight target and work towards that very hard. And after that, sometimes, say for example, your speed is 200 and you set it as 600, and you feel it little difficult to read. But once you do little bit of good amount of practice there, if you get into a reading around 400 words per minute, you feel very comfortable, because that is, you are always trying to for 600 and you are trying to come down to 400, then you will feel much easy. That's the way we should challenge. You try something which is little beyond our limit, then you come to a comfortable speed. That will be easy. That way you can always double. Otherwise, if you just target for 400, 400 itself will be difficult for you. So this is one tool. Another.
Got it.
Yeah. Another tool is, there is a website called Reading Length. Like say for example, I was telling, like if you want to see the number of words in a book, there is only way, like you look at the number of pages. Say for example, 200 pages, and what is the size of each page? Like each page has this many words. You look at that and multiply that, right? 300 words per minute, words per page into 200 pages is like 60,000 words. That's the way normally we calculate. But there is a website, Reading Length. You can just put the name of the book. Most of the books are available in that website. Sorry, I think it was not able to find. Let me try another book. It looks like it is not connecting to the server. Most of the book I searched, I was able to get the result here. Yeah, so this book it is showing. What it is saying, like average reader will take around 10 hours, 3 minutes with a speed of 250 words per minute. And what is the size of these books? It is 1,50,800 words. Getting that?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a good tool. Like when you, because we should plan your reading. Like when you want to read a book, once you identify why you are reading, what is your intention, everything, it's good to plan it accordingly. Like, okay, this book has this much of words. If I read in a normal speed, I may take 8 hours. Okay, I want to finish it in 6 hours. When you have a very clearly defined goal, the probability of you reading fast, much faster will be more. So set some goals, and this site will help you to identify how many words are there rather than you going manually calculating. This will give the exact range. Otherwise, manually calculating, we are just taking an approximate number.
Yeah, please share these tools in
Yeah, I'll share that these links in the group. Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing is, I hope you all know about Mentorbox, right?
Yeah, that's read a book in 10 minutes and that ad keeps coming, right?
Yeah, true. I think it is a very good tool. They have, they normally they tie up with all the authors, and authors are only reading the books and they are just giving the gist of the book. And most of the things are like in 10 minutes, you can get the complete message and the complete content, means what exactly the book is talking about. It is like we are telling like books we are reading like a tool. So if we take it as a tool, what are the tools or techniques we can implement from that book, that is completely covered in like 5-10 minutes of videos. So they are providing all these things in Teachables. Each book they are putting it there with a very minimum time duration, and it is their offer is like that. It is free for 3 days. If you try to use 3 days, you can read as many books as possible, and after that it is costing, I think, $6 per month. I feel it is worth investing that money if you really
So
want to. Yeah.
they give the book summary or what, Anil?
Yeah, they gave the video book, in the sense they will read the book. They don't give the physical, means ebook as it is.
Okay. So they will come and read the book quickly, is it?
Yeah. Say for example, if you take the 7 habits of highly effective people,
Okay.
they will tell what are the 7 habits, what are
Ah.
the key things you should be doing. That will be covered in 10 minutes. So that means by watching that 10 minutes video, you get the summary of that book, and most of the time this book is read by the author itself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the advantage there. Yeah. And they have some and other thing they have is they have a lot of tools in the sense PDF things which we can download and fill out for using for practical purpose and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can explore that. That probably.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about it, but I wasn't sure. Since you had tried, that's why I thought I'll get more clarity. Okay.
Yeah. And
thanks
it is
for that.
like because even Teachables cost you, I think, around 1,000 rupees, 1,300 per month, but this is coming only $6. I feel yeah.
Okay.
Those are the major things, and I think with that we can conclude on the overall session. To summarize, what we should be focusing. First thing is silence your subvocalization. I think this is one of the problem with most of the people. It is not very easy, but you have to put conscious effort on this. Our ideal goal should be reading with the full silence. No body part should be involving other than your eyes and brain. No body part should be involved in during the reading process. We all know, like many of the great legends like Swami Vivekananda and all were reading in a meditative state. That's why he used to tell when he is reading, even if some people are coming in front of him, he never see them. That means the focus will be at most. Like consider reading like a meditation. Even if you do only for 20 minutes, do it the proper way so that you get the full benefit of it. If you read 20 minutes and if you are able to get a 50 pages of content in a right way, that is better than spending 1 hour and getting the same with the disturbance and all. Then expand your vision span, as I rightly said, rather than focusing on one word, focus on more words. Ideally, we should be able to read 1 line or even 2 lines. Even vertically also we can increase the vision span. Means multiple lines together also we should be able to get it. But don't target that immediately. Start slowly. Definitely we will be able to reach there. Then read like a picture movie. That's what I was telling. Like our objective of reading is to understand what they are trying to convey, understand the message behind it, not to read each word by word. As we all know, like when you read a sentence, you never read each and every letter in a word. Even if you shuffle the letters, you used to get a lot of WhatsApp message, right? You put the spelling wrong, but still you are able to read because you are actually not reading each and every letter there. You are trying to understand what is the word. Same way, you don't need to read each word. Skip the words. Look at the entire paragraph. You should be able to capture the meaning of that particular phrase. That should be your goal. We read like a video, like to understand the story what the author is trying to tell. And identify and eliminate your bad reading habits. Record your reading. Look at that and see where all. One good thing is when you record your reading, you can see how your eye fixation also. Because I recorded it and I could easily see that how many times my eyes is moving. Like there is multiple fixation, jerking is happening. Like when I'm going from one word to another word, I can easily see the jerking is happening. How to reduce that as much as possible will help. You can record and see. Also set some reading goals. Like if in 2019, if you are read 5 books, set a goal of at least 3 times or 4 times, and identify. Your passion, your interest, what motivates you. Identify and set a reading goal for every year. When you have a goal in your mind, you will make sure you try to achieve something out of that. Put some monthly goal and weekly goals. Every week you try. Okay. How much you should be reading, even if it is 20 minutes, stick on that and build it as a habit. And last is practice, practice, practice. There is no other way. We could see like Mohan was sharing his story. Within 10 days, he was able to get into a great speed without losing comprehension. So that's a great progress, Mohan. I'm very happy to see that. If we all can do that, it is not a very difficult task. As I initially mentioned, it's not a talent. It's just a skill. Only thing if we are not reading fast, just saying that we are not trained on it. Now we know the techniques, apply the techniques, utilize it, and save your time. That's my final message. I will open for questions if you have any.
Hi, Anil. So currently I'm going through an app. It's kind of like Mentorbox, but it's in summary form, both in audio as well as reading. So one book takes me around, I think, 8 to 10 minutes to complete. As in, it's kind of like a summary.
List of the book.
Yeah. So it has more than 200 books. The name of the app is Booklet. So yeah, that's the name of the app, Booklet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not aware of that.
Yes, but it's a good app. So I just thought I'll share that
thank you.
out there. You can
that also here.
Yeah.
Okay. I will also explore that. Is it a chargeable one or is it free one?
No, it's free.
Okay. Yeah, then I think Hanu, we can start with this and then slowly we can see whether Mentorbox is required or not.
Yeah. And moreover, it also says make India read. It looks like it's an Indian made.
Yes. It's by a person called Amrut Deshmukh.
Amrut Deshmukh. Okay. I think let us explore this. I think let us promote this.
Exactly.
Sure.
It's a good one to know as well.
Yeah. And also anything you see, anything related to reading, please do share here. And one more request I have, I know most of you have shared me feedback in the Facebook group. So I'm actually planning to launch it as a program very soon. So I'm working towards that. So if any feedback you have, please do share in our Facebook page. That will help me.
I've already shared, Anil. I believe I'm the first one to provide the review.
Thank you very much, Mohan.
Yeah, so even I have given, the only video is still pending with me. I will do it.
No problem, Hanu.
Yeah, otherwise it's a great program, Anil. I think you should definitely take this forward. It would certainly fly because there is a lot of benefit. Even adults like us find it useful. I'm sure youngsters will be even more they find it useful. I think school kids also will find it even more useful. So
sure,
you have a huge audience.
Let me
should, schools. Okay, I was wondering why some of the things you're teaching are so familiar to me is because we used to have library classes in school, and during that library period these things were actually taught to us by the librarian. Using a pointer, reading paragraphs, how to understand comprehension, all these things were actually taught to us, say in first standard or so. So I understand that not all schools have these library classes. So it's actually good to target schools which don't have this, opportunity.
I have to explore. I'm actually trying to explore the market and see like where all I can pitch in. I want to launch it as a program with a very minimal cost also. I don't want to make it very big and all. I want to, my goal is to impact more people, help more people on getting into this. Because this can definitely save a lot of time because I'm feeling a lot about that.
Yep, definitely.
Okay then.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for your time. Taking us through this 3-week session. It was really great. And obviously we continue to be in the other group.
Yeah, sure.
Anil, we'll wait for the tracker as well.
I will send all the links and the document to the, I think everybody's email I have. I will send that.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks, Anil.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks, Anil. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.